So by doing this, they did exactly the opposite of what they were trying to do. They were trying to silence people. Instead,
this is so
she
wild.
hates me.
Like, it was such a wild romantic gesture. This is sort of what I've been writing songs about wanting to happen to me since I was...
Yeah.
What's the best revenge after your ex-best friend drags you into a lawsuit? For Taylor Swift, apparently it's flashing a diamond the size of a small planet on Instagram and leaving the entire internet in meltdown mode. But here's the twist. Blake Lively's own courtroom testimony might have accidentally made Taylor's engagement announcement the ultimate mic drop. So what did Blake actually say under oath? And why does it sound like she had no solid proof that anything was written about her at all? Let's rip into this celebrity courtroom drama. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Imagine walking into a courtroom, sitting down to testify, and the first thing you admit is that you never read articles about yourself. No gossip blogs, no magazine covers, nothing. Now picture the lawyer staring at you and asking you to prove that one of those exact articles ruined your reputation. That was Blake Lively's situation, and it looked about as comfortable as wearing skinny jeans at a buffet. The silence that hung over the room when she couldn't come up with a single title was the kind of silence usually reserved for bad karaoke nights. Blake's testimony started with her explaining that she doesn't read news stories or follow social media about herself at all. She said she wants to protect her sanity and avoid the negativity, which sounds noble on paper, but it set up the most awkward follow-up in the world. Because how do you say something damaged your name if you claim you've never even looked at it? It's like complaining about a restaurant you've never eaten at. You can sound passionate, but everyone knows you're going off secondhand stories.
Yes.
Basically, everyone who likes you, which is a lot of people, started reaching out to everyone who knows me. And
about them underestimating us. So now there's been 3 more filings from content creators that just hit the docket last night, ads on all her videos. Today, I saw that Us Weekly actually has picked up this story.
this is so
She
wild.
hates me.
Like, it was such a wild romantic gesture. This is sort of what I've been writing songs about wanting to happen to me since I was...
Yeah.
She said if anyone paid her whatsoever, indirectly or directly, it's Ryan Reynolds for putting his Mint Mobile.
That's where the lawyer pounced. He pressed her to name a single article written by Judd Wallace, the man accused of planting smear pieces. Just one headline would have helped the case, but she came up empty. The moment honestly felt like showing up to a book club without cracking open the book, just sitting there nodding and throwing out random hms while praying no one asks you about the plot twist. Everyone in the room could see that blank space, and not the catchy Taylor Swift kind. The whole smear campaign angle was supposed to sound organized and dangerous, something orchestrated in the background to damage reputations. Part of the testimony used the term astroturfing, which is usually what political strategists say when people try to create fake grassroots movements. But here, it came across like fancy jargon meant to sound high-tech, when in reality, nobody could present a shred of proof. The prosecution threw the word out like glitter at a kid's birthday party, but in the end, it was just a mess to clean up. Nothing stuck to the floor of truth, and the sparkling buzzword didn't shine in court. Then came the moment that really sent the jury into side-eye mode.
It was, at first when I looked at it, I was like, this dude didn't get a meet and greet. He's making it everyone's problem.
That are not in line in the narrative that Blake Lively has been painting. And, and I just love to watch this happen in real time. So by doing this, they did exactly the opposite of what they were trying to do. They were trying to silence people instead. So these subpoenas haven't silenced anyone. They just exposed everything. And now what they're proving is that
Blake repeated phrases like "bury her" and "two dead bodies," claiming those words were used against her. The lawyer asked the basic question: did she think these were literal threats? Blake gave the answer no one expected. She admitted she understood one was figurative, like an expression, but she still felt as if the other might have been meant seriously. So which was it, figurative or not? Even her response wobbled like a bad Wi-Fi signal. And if the person herself can't decide what the message meant, how is anyone else supposed to treat it as hard evidence? The cracks in the testimony widened right there. On one side, you had claims of feeling attacked. On the other side, you had no articles, no written proof, and a vague sense of menace that sounded more like the plot of a soap opera than a legal case. The gap between the story and the proof was glaring. When a person on the stand comes across as more like an unreliable narrator than a trustworthy witness, the audience, in this case the jury, starts to doubt the entire script. Without articles to submit, without direct words from Judge Wildest to show, the case looked like an expensive game of telephone. Someone said something, someone repeated it, and suddenly it became an exhibit in court. But legally, rumors don't hit the same as receipts. And that's the payoff here. Each time she failed to point to actual evidence, the entire claim that Wallace had written defamatory content just deflated like a cheap balloon at the state fair. No cuttings from magazines, no screen grabs from blogs, nothing printable at all. The wild part is that instead of proving an organized attack, this whole testimony flipped the script. What was supposed to confirm a smear campaign ended up undermining it.
Everyone is standing up against this. Every creator is filing another bombshell in their docket. She filed her motion to quash, and it's just so funny. As I said, she was, and they're all amazing. And I think bottom line is now Justin Baldoni gets even more evidence towards Blake Lively.
Such a wild romantic gesture to just be like, I want to date you.
If your star witness can't even name the alleged smears, then suddenly it feels like maybe the smears never actually existed. The jury didn't have to work hard to spot the weakness. It was laid out right in front of them. And while all of that unfolded under the fluorescent lights of a courtroom, Taylor Swift was halfway across the world, not frowning over missing evidence, but sliding a diamond ring onto her finger and letting millions of fans gasp in unison. Her revenge didn't need a lawyer, didn't need an exhibit number, and absolutely didn't need astroturfing to sound impressive. It was loud, clear, and impossible to cross-examine. So in the end, all that courtroom drama fizzled out with no real proof and a lot of head-scratching.
They have underestimated us so badly.
I love this new world that Travis has shown me because it's so fun. It's so exciting.
I mean, it's so amazing. Like yesterday, I spoke about how Cassidy O'Connell, one of the content creators, they've gone after completely innocent people. It's just proving.
Ever since Travis decided to use it as his personal dating app about 2 years ago. So
the articles were missing, the threats were vague, and the whole thing felt like reheated leftovers. Meanwhile, Taylor Swift didn't argue, didn't explain. She just held up a diamond big enough to make headlines on its own. That was her ultimate revenge, and no lawyer could object. So what do you think is stronger, fighting in court with 0 receipts, or winning the internet with one glittering Instagram post? In Hollywood battles, attention isn't abstract, it's crystal, and Taylor owns it.